Welcome to this third video on Microsoft Excel tutorials. So as you remember that in the last video we talked about the various kind of tabs, and under the tabs we were having the ribbons. Earlier video I also showed you how to create your own custom tab and the custom ribbon, and plus there were also other concepts of Microsoft Excel. Now in this video I'll be focusing on how to enter the numbers, dates, text, and some formulas. And I'll be also showing you the various formatting options. So there are a lot of options in Excel where you can do a lot of formatting. So please stay tuned till the end of this video, and I'll be demonstrating you the various formatting options. So let us start. So here I've entered some numbers and I've also entered some text, some date. So what we'll do that first of all, when you enter the number, let's say here if I enter the number after 40, if I enter the number 50, I press enter. So you can see that whenever we are entering the number, it is always right aligned. Remember this thing that whenever it is whole number, or let's say if I put here decimal number, so 45,7, okay, so it will be always right aligned. Now just to tell you that I'm using the German version of Microsoft Excel. So in German version, whenever I want to write down, let's say €1 and 50 cents, then here in Germany we write down 1,50. So in my version you will always see this comma which is used for the decimal, while normally in other countries we put dot for the decimal. So here it is comma. So just remember this thing. And if I want to write down €1,000, then I have to write down 1.000. So for 1000 separator here in Germany we use dot, and for decimal we use comma. So here this is a decimal number 45.7, so it is also right aligned. Then if you want to enter the text, then in the text here I've written the various names. So all the text in the Microsoft Excel are always aligned on the left hand side. So this also you have to remember. So here we are having the text. I can also write down another name. Let's say I write down here Ajit. This text is also left aligned. Then we have here the date. Now here in Germany we are having this kind of format for writing the date. So we write down 21.06.2025. If you are in India, then in India we write down 21/06/2025. If you are in US and Canada, then there they write the month, the day, and the year. So depending upon your region, this date will be accepted here. So also you remember that all the dates are also right aligned. They are not left aligned. Sometimes you may see a date which is left aligned. I'll show you one example here. So let's say here if I write down 29.02.2025, I press enter. So you can see here if I make this column little bit bigger, so this 29th of February 2025, this is left aligned. Now why it is left aligned? Because this is a wrong date. Because in 2025 we don't have 29 days in February. If I just write down here instead of 29, if I mention here 28, press enter, then now you can see that 20th of February 2025 is right aligned. So you have to understand this thing, that when the date is wrong, then Excel will put the date on the left hand side. When the date is correct, then it will put it on the right hand side. So suppose if one more example, if I write down here 31/06/2025, press enter. So this is 31st of June. Now we know that 31st of June is not there. We are having only 30 days in June. So this is a wrong date. But as soon as I write down now here 30/06/2025, press enter. So now it is right aligned. This is what we are having for the date. Date are right aligned. Text are left aligned. The numbers, whether it is whole number or decimal number, they are right aligned. Suppose if I want to write down here Boolean character, okay, so I want to write down here true, press enter. So see, true is a Boolean. Yeah, in Boolean we have true and false. So here true is always center line. If I write down here false, press enter. So false is also a Boolean thing. So it is also center aligned. Then if I write down here equal to 1/0 or 2/0 is also fine, 2/0, press enter. You see that here we are getting a error. This is the division by 0 error. So when you are getting an error, error is also shown in the center. So if I make this column little bit bigger, so you can see that this error is also center aligned. The Boolean is also center aligned. This was the initial part here. Now let us go to the next part. Now here I have written the months. These are the months in German language. So Januar, February, März, April, Mai, Juni, Juli, August, September, October, November, and December. So most of the months in German are also similar to English. So here in this particular month, what I want to do that I want to replace some characters here. So let's say if I want to replace this R with Y character. So what I can do, I can select this column, okay, because in this column I want to replace that R with Y character. So I can select this column, and then we are having here this button known as find and select. So if I click on find and select, then in the find and select we are having here find, replace, go to special, formulas, notes, conditional formatting, constant, data validation. So in the future videos we'll be talking more about these other options in the find and select. So here what I'll do that I will go to, let's say, find. I want to find the R character in all these months names. So I click on here find and select, and I click on file, and then this dialog box will come up here, and in this dialog box it says what do you want to find. So here I want to find R. So if I click here find next, then you can see that this January is now getting highlighted because it is having R character. If I click on find next, it will go to February. Find next, it will go to March. And if I click on find all, then here you can see all the names of the months which are having the R character. So April, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So all these months are having the character R. So this is how you use the find. Now if I want to replace this R with Y, then what I can do, I can click on here replace, and the replace I want to replace R with Y. So I've written here Y character. If I click on here replace, so first of all in my case it is already selected here April. So April here APRIL, that R was replaced by Y. Similarly, if I click on replace again, then it will replace here directly the September. I click on replace. So September, yeah, so see that here it is written BEY now. Again replace October, October, and then if I click on replace all, then all the R's are replaced together, all done. We made 12 replacements. So total there were 12 replacements over here. So this is how you find a particular character and then you replace that character with another character. Now what we'll do that we will go for the other things over here. So here you can see that we are having here undo and redo button. So if I have done some mistake and if I want to go back to the earlier step, then as you know that I have to click this undo button. And if I want to go further, let's say if I click this undo button, then you can see that this November, that R was not replaced by Y here. I have undo. If I click on one more undo, then here October, here it was having Y instead of R, but now again it has gone back to R. So this is also now undo. Now if I want to go for redo, I want to go for the next step, then I have to click here the redo button and so on. Okay, so now I cannot click on redo button because now all the steps are done. Whatever the last step which I have performed, they are all performed over here. Now here in the undo button, if I click this drop down, then you can see that we are having here so many undo options. So on an average, what I know that this undo and redo button, they can remember at least 100 steps. Okay, minimum 100 steps they can remember here. So here I can go to any area and I can click on this particular step and it will undo all the steps which are above that particular step. So this is what we mean by the undo and redo button. And the shortcut for the undo button is Control plus Z, and for the redo button it is Control plus Y. So remember these two shortcut keys, they are very, very important. Control plus Z for undo button and Control plus Y for redo button. So many people, they use these shortcuts. Yeah, now let us focus on the various formatting options that we are having in Microsoft Excel. So we will start with this particular area. So where we are having the bold, italics, underline, and margin, fill color, font color, etc. So let us start with this area. So we can write down something over here. So let me write down here Germany. Okay. And now if I want to make it bold, I can click on the bold icon here. For the bold, we are having the shortcut that is known as Control plus B. Then I can click on the italics. So italics, as you know, that it's a little bit slanting. So for italics, the shortcut key is Control plus I. Then we can go for the underline. So for underline, we are having Control plus U. And here in underline, we also have another option that is known as double underline. So I can click on double underline, and now here we can have the double underline. So this is about the bold, italics, and underline. Then I can create a margin over here. So these are the various kinds of margin we are having: bottom, top, left, right, and so on. I can click, let's say this one, thick outside border. So here now we are having margin. Now I can go for the font color, fill color. In the font and fill color also I can select the various kind of colors over here. If I don't want to have any color, then I can select here no fill. So now there is no fill here. Then if I want to change the font type, currently you can see that in my case the font type is Aptos Narrow. So I can click the drop down. Normally I use Calibri or Arial or Times New Roman. These are very famous font type. If I click here Arial, then this is Arial, and then I can increase the font size over here. If I want to increase the font size, then I can also click this button here. So this is for increasing the font size A. You see that it is becoming bigger. And if I want to decrease, I can use this small a. Here we have seen all these buttons. And now let me write down something below over here, the same word, Germany. Now if I make it bigger here like this, so if I increase the column size and if I increase the row height over here, then this Germany will be written like this. Now I can adjust in this particular cell. So I can select all these options here. So this is the top align, then middle align, and the bottom align. Then we have the left align, center aligned, and the right align. So I can make it middle align. I can also click it here center aligned. Then I can also decrease the indent here. If I make it like this, if I increase the indent, you see that this is for the increasing the indent. If I want to decrease, I can decrease like this. So this is how we use these various options here. Then we have this another option which is known as orientation. So I can click this button here, and in this button we are having angle counterclockwise, angle clockwise, vertical text, rotate text up, rotate text down, and other things. So we can click here angle counterclockwise. I can go for clockwise. I can go for vertical text like this. I have to definitely make it bigger. Then only I'll be able to see this word Germany. Then I can go for rotate text up, rotate text down. So these are the various options related to this orientation. Now, suppose if I'm having this long sentence over here, my name is Samir Ohadia and I'm living in Germany. So if I want to put this text in one column only, currently it is not fitted in one column. If I want to put this text in one column, then I have to select this cell over here where I'm having the text, and then I can click this button here which is known as wrap text. So this is the wrap text here. If I click it, so now you see that it is now placed in one column. I can also increase the size of the column here, and I can also use this alignment, center aligned or middle aligned or so on. So this is how we can do the wrap text. Then let's say I'm having this one cell here. In one cell I'm having this text. Now suppose if I want to keep this text in, let's say, this 5 cells total, not in one cell but in 5 cells, then I can select all these cells over here, and then I can click this button here. If I click this drop down, then we are having here merge and center, merge across, merge cells, unmerge cells. I can click on merge and center. So see, now these 5 cells are merged together, and now there is only one cell, and now this text is also in the middle. So this is the merge and center. I can also go for merge across. Now what merge across means, I can select one cell and I can also select these other columns here, and then I can click on here this option merge across. So see, this is merge across here. It will expand horizontally here when we go for the merge and across. Then if I want to remove the merging here, then I can select this cell over here and I can click on unmerge cells. So now it is unmerged. Now it is again back to one cell only. So you can play with all these options here of merging and unmerging here. Now we will go with the formatting of the numbers, text, currency, and the date. So let us start with these numbers over here. So we are having here these 5 numbers, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now here if I want to change the formatting of these numbers, then I can select all these numbers, right click. When I right click, I'm having this option known as format cells. So I click on format cells, and then I get this dialog box here where we are having the various formatting options like general, number, currency, accounting, date, time, percentage, fraction, scientific, text, special, and custom. So here I can select on number because this is the number, and then I can decide that whether I want to have any decimal places or not. Now currently these are all the whole numbers, but suppose if you have decimal numbers, then definitely you can decide that how many decimal places you want. Yeah, so after dot, so 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, you can increase here the numbers 2 or 3, or you can also make it 0 because in this case we don't require any decimal place. So I can also make it here 0. Okay, now after this 0, we are having here use 1000 separator. So suppose if I'm having a very long number, let's say 10,000. Okay, now 10,000 I can write down with the help of this 1000 separator. So I can put here the tick mark. Currently in this example it is not applicable, but still I can put tick mark over here so that in future if I write down some long number, then I can have that 1000 separator, that is that comma. Okay, 10 commas 0 0 0. Then for the negative numbers I can decide that whether it will be highlighted with the red color like this. I can also keep it here this minus 1234. So I can go for this one, click on OK button. Now currently here in this example we don't have any negative number, but suppose here if I write down minus 10 and press enter, so see now this negative number is shown in red color. So this is how that formatting will automatically work here. Then we can go for the text over here. So I can select all this text. I can also go over here in the drop down, and in the drop down I'm having here various options like text, scientific, fraction, percentage, time, long date, short date, accounting, currency, number, and general. So I can also select here text. Now as such there is no difference here, but yes, now it has been identified as a text, not general. Then we can focus on the date here. So we can select this date here, and then currently this date is written in the German format, that is DDMMYYY. Now if I want to convert it into another format, let's say US format, then I can select all these dates, right click, format cells, and then the format cells it has already identified as date. But now I can decide here. Now first of all, before I select these options, I have to select the local. Local means your regional setting. So in my case it is Germany. I can click the drop down here, and now I can select here English United States. So here we are having the option English United States. If I select here English United States, then I am having various options. Let's select here this one, that is March 14th 2012. So I select this one, I click on OK button. Now see every date is now converted into US format. So now here we are having first of all the MM, then DD, and then YY. So this is how you can change the date format here. Now finally we are coming to the currency. So here let us assume that we are having a currency column. In the currency column I'm having here the currency, that is 10, 20, 30. Now currently it is written in a very simple whole number 10, 20, 30, but when we are indicating it as currency, then we should have some kind of a icon, that is either dollar icon or euro or Indian rupees or Canadian dollar or pound, etc. So here how to get those icons or the symbols. So what I can do, I can select all these three numbers, and then I can come to this area, this drop down here. In my drop down I'm having here two options by default, that is Euro German and dollar English United States. So if I want to keep it Euro, I can click here Euro. So see now Euro is written like this. Now as soon as I convert it into currency, then you can see that we are having the decimal value here. So if you don't want to have the decimal, you can also use these two buttons here. So this button, it is for increasing the decimal, and the second button is for decreasing the decimal also. So we can click this decrease decimal. Now again it is 10 euro, 20 euro, 30 euro. Then instead of euro, if I want to convert it into dollar, I can click on here dollar. So now this is dollar. Now suppose if I want to convert it into Indian rupees, then I can select these cells over here, right click, I can go to format cells, and then in the format cells here I can select currency, and in the currency currently it is dollar English United States. Now here I can go for Indian rupees. So in Indian rupees also we are having the rupee symbol based on the language here. So rupee Hindi, rupee Kannada, rupee Kashmiri, etc. Let's say I go for rupee Hindi. Now here also I can decide that if I'm having some negative currency, okay, as such here will not use that much, but yeah, so we'll go with the standard selection here. So rupee Hindi, decimal places, if I want to keep it, I can keep it over here, or I can reduce here to 0. So currency, rupee, and click OK button. So now here we are having the rupee symbol in front of the number. So friends, here we have seen the various kinds of formatting here in case of Microsoft Excel. Now in the next video, I'll be explaining you the various kinds of references that we are having in Microsoft Excel. So we are having three kind of references. First one is known as relative reference, second one is known as absolute reference, and the third one is known as the mixed reference. Why these references are very important to learn? Because once you understand the concept of references, then it will be very easy for you to use the various functions that we are having in Microsoft Excel. So kindly like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then I'm looking forward to see you in the next video. Till then, keep learning and see you soon. Thank you very much.